Claire, I'm currently reviewing your Boracay travel guide and I thought that I will do a video to share with you my feedback so that you can better understand what I'm trying to explain, okay? So I'm going to go step by step, section by section, and I think overall most of your research is there. I think the key thing that we have to do now is kind of get your writing to model after what we want our site to publish. So I've shared with you the Bali guide, which is online, and Cappadocia as well. And these are the pages that I've worked on personally. And I do want us to model after the style of writing here. Because as people look through our site, we kind of want that consistency in the way we present the information, as well as the style of writing and the tone and the voice. Okay, so that's the reason why I'm doing this video and sharing with you more. Okay, so the introduction that you have done, okay, let me first explain to you where the introduction goes. It goes under here. Okay, so it will just be like 3 to 5 lines right here, so probably a paragraph, one paragraph like this, that kind of describes the place, okay, the country, the city, the island, whatever it might be, as how it is. Okay, so the inspiration I got from this was actually from Lonely Planet, and they usually on their landing pages they do have a paragraph that shares with people and kind of describes Boracay, like what it is, and even though the language style is slightly different from ours, that's what I am trying to get at. So I want people to read this introduction and they immediately know what Boracay is going to be like, what Boracay has, what Boracay is unique for. And I think that's something that we definitely want to present here. So you did 2 paragraphs, which is a little bit long, and I think that we can actually rephrase a lot of this to kind of condense it. Okay, so the key thing to think of when you're writing about Boracay. Okay, we're not going to be talking about Philippines, okay? We're just going to be talking about Boracay. So this travel guide is for a landing page, which is this. Okay, so it's different from an article. An article we might do like that, but not the landing page. So in landing page, we're very specific. We're talking about Boracay alone. Okay, so I kind of want, as much as I want it to be concise, I want it to be descriptive. I want that paragraph to kind of take the reader away to Boracay. So what is Boracay unique for? What is Boracay well known for? These are things that I want you to include. And usually how I find this information is I search just Boracay or Boracay travel guide. I read the Google blurb, and I also look at the top articles that appear, top articles or landing pages that appear. So if they're not suitable, you can always just type Boracay travel guide and you'll get much more. So read what is on those articles so you get an idea. I mean, Boracay, you're from the Philippines. I think that you would be familiar with Boracay, but then if it's a place that you're not familiar with, then it's very important to do a research to get the vibes of the place, to know what that place is known for. Okay, so so you might want to read and know how to market Boracay. So you definitely want to talk about the white sandy beaches. You definitely want to talk about, since the reopening, if you want to mention that. You want to talk about beautiful, luxurious hotels, or like beachfront resorts, and yes, you also have adventures like water sports and things like that. So sunset cruise, that's something you want to definitely mention. So the format of the writing, as you can see in the Bali guide, right, it talks about Bali is hugely popular. It is home to this. Whether you're looking for this type of vacation or this type of vacation, Bali has in store for you. So it's kind of like three main pointers. I don't need you to follow exactly this, but I'm just trying to illustrate to you the concept of having parts in a paragraph, and each part says one thing. Okay, so if you look at Cappadocia, it says, talks about the landscape, and then it's located in central Turkey and is known for this. And then it's one of the top honeymoon spots for people who want this romantic wanderlust, and things like that. So you might want to have that, like that kind of three-part introduction. Okay, so I'll let you rewrite that, and I'll move on. Okay, so when to go. Okay, so if you look at the travel guide over here below, right, I basically want this travel guide to answer people's questions in the most immediate way that we can. So when you ask someone, like a friend who's been to Boracay, hey, when's the best time to go to Boracay? He or she's probably going to answer you directly like, oh, I think September is a good time because it is low season, it's good weather. Yeah, go in September, right? So you want that kind of concise answers. So when people read online or articles or guides, they don't have time to kind of read every word or sieve out information from that's buried within words and paragraphs, right? So we need to do that job of presenting the information in a clear, cut, concise way. We want to give the people, the readers, what they want. And we want to tell them, go to this place. Like we want to market the place, right? So anything that is more, we can always elaborate, but we want to answer the question. So when, as you can see, Bali, when to go to Bali? When to go to Cappadocia? The best time is from this to that. And if you have 2 time slots, you can say it is, and then you explain why. It is during the low season and temperatures are moderate. So same thing, like, you know, it's best time to go Bali is from May to September when it's dry and sunny. This is the low season, so you get cheaper prices, right? So same thing. When I look at yours, I don't actually get my answer immediately, and I think that we just need to tweak the phrasing of it. Okay, so you usually want the best time to be a cross between good weather and low season. So find out those months. All right. Okay. So cost. How much does it cost to travel Boracay? So cheap cost of flight. So okay, we are always working from Singapore to Philippines. So we will say, you know, from Singapore to in this case you say Kalibo, Katiklan. You might want to say, you know, there are 2 airports that, you know, and then you might want to talk also about which one is nearer. I do believe one is nearer than the other. The other one you have to take a van, right? Right. So you might want to include that information as well. Cheap cost of flights, local airlines. Okay, I don't think the 1 peso base fare is applicable for Singaporeans. I think it's only for the people who are following Cebu Airlines a lot. So I think, you know, I'm not sure if you want to include that. You can fly the Boracay Street. I don't think you're going to get 1 peso fares. So, yeah. And usually for the course, I do talk about the peak season and the low season. Just kind of follow the format here. You'll see, you know, the flight is like that. For peak season is this much. So kind of want to get that kind of style as well. You can choose from a wide range of accommodations. Maybe you can just see Boracay has, you know, many accommodation types from budget to luxury, and then yes, you can talk about. I really want to focus more on luxury and honeymoon destination because that's what we are doing these travel guides for, right? We want to market the place for it. It's a luxury and honeymoon site. We can mention that there are budget options, but that's not really the main point. So click here to see Boracay accommodations. I think you might want to, you know, click here to see Boracay hotels like that. That might be better. Okay. You might sometimes want to also compare the low season and the high season. So this information is kind of missing from here. You can see here, you know, Bali 4 stars for this one, 5 stars for this one, and then, you know, the lower season. I mean, or you can look at Cappadocia and you can see. Yeah, you can get 4 to 5 star. Maybe you can talk like, you know, peak periods. It will be about 1.5 times, something like that. I'm not sure. But you know, do the research before you include it in. Okay. Food, you can say that yeah, reading this one, it kind of just sounds, I'm not sure how you can improve this. Okay. But I kind of want it to just sound clearer, sound more to the point. I think I want you to reference also from read Nomadic Man. He's a very, very popular travel blogger. and he's been doing it for really long. So read his way of writing. It's very to the point. It doesn't kind of beat around the bush. I kind of like his writing style, but of course we might tweak ours to be a bit more, descriptive and a bit more like honeymoonish, But definitely read his work. He does travel guides too. I'm not sure. You probably have to click in to find it. Okay, so I'll send you a couple of links from his. You can see like Brazil travel guide, right? And he writes in a very clear fashion. See, like accommodation, how much for this, how much. Like, you just want someone to be able to read it and not get lost and get what they want. Okay, so what to expect? Yeah, you can. I think the main point here is whether the people there speak English. I think that's what people want answered. So you can say like, actually all of the people in the Philippines, they speak English, so you have no problem getting around or communicating. And then after that, maybe you can say, then they speak Tagalog as well, like that, keep answer the question, answer their question, and then the rest can be kept for later. I mean, can be following. Okay, so temperature, this is okay, but you might want to do this instead, like paragraph it. Yes, I use degree Celsius, but I also want to include the Fahrenheit one in here, so please do that. Okay, currency, like that, maybe do like this instead, 38. I think this is not really important, okay, so you can omit that. This is grammar, it's on the island. So ATMs can be found on the island, I think mostly within D Mall, right? I don't think it is, just anywhere and everywhere. So don't really want to give the impression. So maybe you want to say like most of the hotels and the well-known restaurants, they do take credit cards. ATMs can be found, but mostly within D Mall. I don't think you need this, okay? You can also use US dollar, maybe you can say that, yeah. There are money exchange booths also at D Mall. You can say that. Okay, but I think this needs to be rewritten. All right. Hotels in Boracay, you have Wi-Fi, and restaurants. You can say that. I actually think restaurants might not have, so you can mention that some restaurants might not have. Or actually, maybe some restaurants they mostly do have, but I think you can just suggest them buying their own. I like that you say it's immediately different. See, this is what I mean. Like when I go on the plugs, I can immediately know that it's different rather than, all the information first and then, I have to kind of see through it to find out my answer. This tells me that it's different. I know I need to bring a universal adapter. Okay? So it's always best, no, if it's different, bring one. So, so bring a travel universal adapter. Like that, Don't really need to say in case the hotel doesn't have. Safety, flocked is not very positive because it just sounds crowded and you want to keep the island looking attractive, right? So you can say like Boracay is relatively safe because there are many tourists from many different places around. But do use, it's safe to walk around whether in the day or at night, but it's definitely advised to use common sense when traveling. Always keep an eye on belongings when enjoying the beach. There will be many vendors roaming around the beaches. Oh no, stop, wait, just kidding. Just rewind, sorry. I don't think there'll be beach vendors anymore because after the revamp, people are not allowed to sell things, right? So you can mention that also. You can also mention that you're not allowed to drink on the beach anymore. You're not allowed to, because then you'll get fined. Things like that. You might wanna include that because of the reopening, right? Okay, where to stay in Boracay? I like that you say it's divided into 3 parts. Boat stations. Is it boat station? And then I basically want you to recommend where to stay for something. So maybe you can say like Station 1 has the longest stretch of it. I think this is fine, yeah. Uh, Most luxury hotels are found here. If you want to be on the quiet side, or if you want to enjoy a quiet and more secluded or exclusive honeymoon, then I would suggest you stay here. Something like that. So the phrasing is just, you have to kind of rework it a bit. All right, and then you can say station 2 is the main area. Is it the main area? You can say, yeah, the main area where D Mall is at. D Mall is the only place where you can find a supermarket, and you can find, a lot of fast food restaurants, a lot of, small eateries and bars, and yeah, this is the part of the island that is lively, and if you want to be in thick of the action, you should stay here, like something like that. Okay, um, and so on and so forth. So getting around Boracay. Yeah. Um, hmm. So I would say the two ways of getting around Boracay is to ride the tuk-tuks. I guess you call them tricycle. You can change it to tuk-tuks. I think that term is commonly known. Um, I think tricycles are also fine. Um, you can say walking, but maybe you might want to also say like how long does it take to walk from station 1, station 2, and so on and so forth. I like that you included the fare, but I don't really understand what special trips mean, so you might want to be more, you want to explain that. Um, yeah, I think the other way, I'm not sure. Yeah, I don't know, is there Grab and car? So something I want to check out. Okay, next is Boracay bucket list. These are the top things to do. Uh, so I think you just listed the tour name. I don't really want to list the tour name. I want to list it as an activity. So maybe this one you can say of island tour, just like that, like tour around. I mean, I don't know what activity this is, but you might want to make it more like an action rather than a tour name. So instead of Boracay helmet dive experience, you might want to say like go helmet diving underwater, uh, or like helmet dive underwater to see uh, marine life. Like, then bracket, you don't need a dive license. Anyway, Boracay helmet diving experience is not something that I would recommend because it is very, I mean, I went on it and it was honestly a very negative experience for me, so I would not recommend that. But that's just my personal preference, okay? So please do take that out. Boracay Island Tour. Um, so this is island hopping tour. So it's not an island tour. I mean, it might be labeled that, but I don't want you to use that. I want you to read what the tour is and then, you know, say it like an activity because no one's gonna click on this like that. But if you say like go island hopping, at the beaches around Boracay, then I might want to click on that, right? So, um, you know, and then Boracay experience. Maybe you want parasailing experience. Maybe you want to put like go parasailing and see the coastline from the sky. Something like that is something I want to click instead. Okay. Um, yeah. Instead of all this, so I'm not so sure if these are really the top things to do in Boracay. For Cook, you can use them. I do like to use them because then you get the affiliate link. But we also want to kind of make it such that people want to the information. So you can see the most popular is this few. Always the ones that are mostly booked. So instead of like you say this like Hacky Boracay pub crawl, you can say like experience a pub crawl where they take you bar hopping, then you can bracket and say like you recommend this tour like that. I think that would be a better way of presenting the information. Then maybe you can talk about like go and do water activities, and then you can link all the water activities under that one point, and then there'll be so many more that you can include. Okay, and also Boracay, I do believe we have an online guide, so you might want to link that below as well. So for example, Bali, you see like read more things to do in Bali for your honeymoon. Same thing, I think Boracay we do have one, so do search on the website to see if it exists, and then if it does, you want to link it. Okay, so yeah, I would say that I think it's a good start what you've done for the first draft, but I do think that after listening to my feedback, you might be able to improve on it much more. I do think that this is a work in progress. Don't worry. I don't expect you to get out the perfect version immediately. I think it does take a few guides for us to get to know each other better, and I hope that you'll be open to my feedback and take it positively. And also, if you have any questions, always just let me know, okay? Because I think I welcome questions. I think it's always better to ask than to not know and then kind of waste more time. So yeah, let me know if you have any questions, and I will catch you in the next guide or in another conversation. Okay, so thanks so much and have a good day.